Can you tell me the first time you realised that executive presence would be important in your career?
I think it probably was about, I'd say 4 years ago was when I really started to use it. But I think when I started consulting, which was probably around 7 years ago, that's when I realized that presence and confidence can really give you a different edge. I think I was telling you before, I used to work on construction sites and nobody would have thought I worked on construction sites nowadays. So, I come in with the high heels and the great outfit and, I always got a big smile on my face and having a sense of humor and I laugh. But back then it was very serious. I had the, high vis on and the jeans and the boots and felt like I had to be, down in the trenches with the boys and out on the, the Westgate Bridge. I was there at, 4 a.m. or I was on the railways at 4 a.m. doing photography and all that kind of stuff. Not glamorous at all. But when I got into consulting, I had to take that experience that I learned on the ground and translate that into almost like sales and business development so that people knew I was there to do community engagement. I was there to do the stakeholder engagement, but I was also with high class and professional C-suite type people. And you can't be sort of knock around, with the blokes on site. You've got to be a little bit more professional when you're going into those environments. But it's also because I'd been on site, I actually had the confidence to talk about what I knew about. And I had the experience working with those types of people and those types of projects. So I could bring that into what I was talking about. And so once I really felt confident with what I had and my experience and I could talk through that and storytell, I found that my presence became a lot more important and my brand started to grow and everybody knew me. They were like, oh, there's Jackie, there's Jackie. I was going to events and everybody said, oh, that's Jackie. Yep, she's famous in the industry. And, and I've only worked in it for a good 14, 15 years now. And this was about 7 years ago. So I was starting to really build my brand in that consulting frame. But then when I started as Director of Corporate Comms for the Department of Transport, probably about 4 years ago, I was asked to do a lot and COVID hit. We had to transfer onto online calls just like this. And I was told once, Jackie, everybody can see when you're moving, you're on your phone or if you're not focused on the actual screen. And so as soon as I started focusing on the screen and giving my energy to the screen and really projecting, I got this presence and everybody was just connected to me. And it was really interesting. So I think that's where I really learned you have to connect with people actually was through COVID because it was all about online. It's all about how you present from the top, maybe not on the bottom. We never know what was going on down there.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting period. I know I did lots and lots of different webinars where I think in all we had about 600 women connect into those over the period of time I did them with a colleague. We talked about all things communication, presence, lighting, background.
Everything.
Voice projection, all the little things that you have around you in terms of brand differentiation and how do you differentiate yourself online when you could be on a screen with lots of different people, lots of different faces. So how do you stand out? So,
and I think it's sometimes it is just actually being really focused on what you're talking about and being really present and being really in the moment. That's all it is. It sounds so simple. But if you're distracted and thinking about 1,000 other things, you're not going to be present. So you can't bring that energy into that room.
Totally, which so many women had that issue through COVID because they were trying to homeschool and they were trying to do a million other things and have meetings with their teams. And there was no time left for themselves. So, very, very challenging for a lot of women.